Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is DFJ Hoops, and we're not gonna waste any time on this one. I just want to do a quick live and precap the 76ers versus the New York Knicks game 5. Shout out to my guy Dorillis, man. I appreciate you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into this. Let's not waste any more time. So, the 76ers take on the New York Knicks at the Garden tonight. I think at 7 o'clock, probably 7 o'clock, 7:30. But so two teams have been eliminated already. The Phoenix Suns got eliminated on Sunday, and the Lakers got eliminated last night. So the 76ers could be the next team that could get eliminated in this postseason, as well as the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee's also down 3-1 to the Indiana Pacers, the six-seeded Indiana Pacers. So both the 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks will be trying to make a 3-1 comeback. Now, focusing on the Sixers have never made a 3-1 comeback in its franchise history. In fact, the Sixers were the first team in NBA history to blow a 3-1 lead. yeah, that's a little bit funny, but we know what the Knicks are gonna do. They're gonna come out as they usually do. They're gonna play with a ton of energy, give a lot of effort, hustle, grit and grind. They're not gonna take any plays off. They're not gonna be lazy. They're gonna make shots. They're gonna contest shots. They're gonna play great defense. They're gonna rebound the basketball. And the Sixers have to do the same thing to not in order to keep their season alive. Yeah, that's the topic today. Can the 76ers keep their season alive? Now, I've had some back and forth with my guy JJ. He feels like the 76ers are going to win and take this series to 7 games, which me personally, I don't see that. I got to be real. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I mean, if I'm being real honest, as soon as the Sixers went down 0-2, I kind of had doubts that the Sixers would lose this series because they haven't I haven't seen this team in the Joel Embiid era. I haven't seen the Sixers come back from 0-2. It's never happened. I mean, they was down 0-2 to the Miami Heat. They lost. Down 0-2 to the Celtics. They lost both times. In 2020, they got swept. In 2018, which was the first postseason run that Embiid had with the Sixers, they lost that series. So I haven't seen it. And me personally, I believe seeing is believing. And until I see it, I'll never believe it. Shout out to my guy, Just Win Baby Podcast. T Sweezy, I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, your Celtics, they looking good. They'll probably end the series on Wednesday night. So yeah, probably get it to the second round. But shout out to you. I appreciate you for pulling up. Um, yeah, I haven't seen the Sixers in the Embiid era. I haven't seen them even come back from a 0-2 deficit. So I kind of had doubts that they would lose the series, and here they are down 3-1 in the series right here. So now Game 5 in New York, especially on the road, the Sixers. I mean, let's be fair. Game 1 and Game 2, the games were so close. I mean, they lost Game 1 by I think three or 2 points, and now they lost Game 1 by 7 points, and then Game 2 they lost by 3 points. So I mean, the games have been fairly close, down the stretch. It's just that when the Sixers get into that second quarter and they have to play without Embiid, that's where the 76ers have a lot of trouble at because they have difficulties generating offense. They have difficulties trying to keep guys off the glass. They have difficulties giving up points. They have difficulties on protecting the rim. And as a result, the Sixers always lose the second quarter as a result. T Sweezy says, Andre, I've been trying to get you on the show. You've been ducking me, bro. Come on. Nah, bro. We gonna definitely make it happen. We gonna definitely make it happen, bro. There's still more time. Still more time. But yeah, we gonna definitely make it happen. But yeah, the games have been fairly equal, but the Knicks always go the extra mile. They do the extra every single time. They get those offensive rebounds that they need. They create, plays. The play calling has been so good for the Knicks. And we got to give them a lot of credit. We got to give Tibbs a lot of credit because um, the kind of job that he's done with this Knicks team, I don't think any other coach, if you put that coach in that same position, they'd have the same success that Tibbs has had with this Knicks team. So shout out to Tibbs, hell of a defensive coach. Hell of a, I mean, on offense, he's really, he's more of a defensive coach than he is an offensive coach. But yeah, shout out to Tibbs. He has completely outcoached Nick Nurse in this series, especially in that game 4 when he benched Dante DiVincenzo after he was having a terrible, terrible game. I think Dante DiVincenzo was 0 for 7 before he started cooking in that third. But in the fourth quarter, he played limited minutes, and he's their starting two guard. But Tom Thibodeau was able to bench him because he wasn't getting the production that he really needed from him. And as a result of benching him, I mean, he played Miles McBride, and McBride did a hell of a job. He did a solid job for them offensively and defensively. I mean, slashing to the basket, shooting threes, and also playing some great, great elite perimeter defense for the Knicks. But do I think the Sixers can win tonight? Yeah, they have a chance. They absolutely have a chance. But in order for them to win tonight, there's a lot of things that have to happen. A lot of things need to go in their favor. They have to play with so much energy, or else it's not going to happen. Now, what's one of the things that I think needs to happen in order for the Sixer team to win games? I think it starts from the top. It starts from Nick Nurse as the head coach. Now, as I said, Tom Thibodeau has been out coaching Nick Nurse in this series, and there's no doubt about it. Now, I know people are going to point to game 2. The Sixers got robbed. Okay, yeah, you won game 3. You had a chance to win game 4. In game 4, everything was on the wood, and it was fairly a close game in the fourth. And the Knicks did what they do best. They hustled. They showed so much energy, so much effort on getting on those offensive rebounds. That's what they do best. They're the best offensive rebounding team in the league. And the Sixers, one of their weaknesses is grabbing defensive rebounds. And that right there worked in the Knicks' favor. And they got on the glass. They hustled, they out hustled the Sixers, got all those rebounds, created so many second chance opportunities, even though they were missing shots. Those 14 seconds, those extra possessions really helped them in a way because the Sixers were not able to get any great offense. They were not able to get into any kind of offensive rhythm in the fourth quarter down the stretch. And some of the play calls, were questionable. Embiid only had 1 point. Maxey was terrible in that fourth. I think he was 3 for 8 in the fourth. They played some solid defense on them. Josh Hart, Miles McBride, and even Jalen Brunson in spurts. They were playing some good defense on them. But for the most part, Maxey he was definitely struggling. The team as a whole struggled, and they lost this game. I mean, Embiid didn't really get the ball on the block enough, in my opinion, because Isaiah Hartenstein was in foul trouble. And with Isaiah Hartenstein being in foul trouble, they brought in Precious Achiuwa. So you would think that Nick Nurse will put him on the block and let Embiid go to work in that fourth. But that didn't happen. They pushed him off the block, and OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa, they did a solid job defensively. I'm hearing people saying they locked him up. I mean, you can say that in that fourth, yeah, because he was 0 for 5. Nothing was falling for him. He had a play. He came off a down screen, which I mean, a center coming off a down screen, that's yeah, that's surprising. But he came off a down screen, had a wide open look in that short corner, but he pump faked it. He took 2 dribbles, got to the basket. I think he was trying to get an and one because the Sixers was only down by 4 points. But that play right there, that was a bad play because I just felt like if he had took that J right there, the Sixers would have still had a chance to win because you would have been down by just 2 points, which is a one possession game. And with being down one possession game, if you can get a stop on the other side or on the other end, yeah, you give yourself a chance to tie the game or take the lead. But that didn't happen. And I think one of the things that needs to happen in this game right now or in this game tonight is Embiid has to be aggressive down the stretch. Now I gotta give Embiid a lot of credit. Yeah, he's dealing with a lot in this series. I just saw a report that he's dealing with he's having some migraines, so he's questionable for the game tonight. Even though I believe he's definitely going to play. I have to give him a lot of credit because going through what he's going through, the Bell's palsy, the paralyzation of half his face, playing on a bum knee. I mean, it was surgically repaired, but you can tell he's not at 100%. He's absolutely struggling in this series in terms of you know, running up and down the floor, getting rebounds down the stretch. I saw a stat. It says Embiid has only grabbed like 3 or 4 rebounds in the fourth quarter in the series, and that is terrible because the Knicks do a lot of their damage in the fourth quarter, right? And with the games being as close as they have been, the Knicks getting on the glass, Embiid's inability to get to get defensive rebounds has really hurt the team. And a quick example of it was in game two when Isaiah Hartenstein just came flying out of nowhere, getting that offensive rebound and, finding the open man. And Dante DiVincenzo made that shot. If Embiid had boxed out and gotten a rebound, the Sixers could have potentially won game two. And the series would have been 2-2. The series would have been tied 2-2 at this point. But I'm not blaming Embiid because he's giving it his all. You can tell. When he goes off the floor, the Sixers' offense is just putrid, and they struggle to generate an offense. They struggle getting open looks, and they can't keep anybody else out the paint. And the Knicks score a lot of their points in the paint, mostly in the second quarter because Embiid starts the second quarter on the bench. So I have to give him credit. There's good. There's positives and negatives, but just focusing on the positives right here. I think he was averaging 37. I haven't checked lately, but after game three, he was averaging 37 a game, um, which was the highest in this series. So I mean, for the most part, he's been the best player in this series. Nobody can take that away from him. And I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Brunson, even though he had that 49, was it 47 points and 10 rebounds? 10 assists. So shout out to Jalen Brunson. The first 40 and 10 game in Knicks history. Shout out to him. But nobody can sit up here with a straight face and tell me that Jalen Brunson is the best player in the series. Jalen Brunson was playing like dog water in games one and two. And Embiid was completely the best player in this series. And up to now, he still is the best player in this series, right? Sorry, I had to get a drink of water real quick. But with Embiid being the best player in this series, I believe that in the fourth quarter, Embiid should look to be more aggressive and try to put the game away as soon as possible. Now, Embiid on the floor, I believe Embiid can get any shot he wants, right? He can get to any spot that he wants, elbow jump shot, a 16, 18 footer, free throw line jumper. He can get to the basket. Sometimes he can shoot the three. He makes it. He made it at a high clip in game three. So, he's shooting the three ball and he's making it, fairly. 37%, that's not bad for a center. So he's 37% is not efficient, but it's not bad either. It could be better, but it's not bad. I think the league average is what, 36.8, something like that. So shooting 37% from three in this series, that's not bad at all. But in the fourth quarter, when the game is on the line and everything's close, I need Embiid to get the ball more. Now we can blame the coach to a certain extent because as a coach, you should try to run the offense through the best player when the games is that close. You should try to get him, some easy looks around the basket. You should look to find some mismatches for him. But at the same time, we can also blame Embiid because Embiid as the best player, you don't need the coach to get the ball in your sweet spots. What I mean is you don't need a coach to call a timeout to draw up a play for you. You're the best player. Everybody knows you're the best player, right? You have all this gravity on the floor, and you can get the ball anytime you want. Sometimes when you grab it off the rebound, you push it in transition. So I think Embiid needs to realize this, and in the fourth quarter, be more aggressive because if he's not aggressive in the fourth, if he's not creating scoring opportunities for everybody else, the Sixers have zero chance in winning this game today. I mean tonight. Now he is going to play, even though he's dealing with the migraine or whatever. He's definitely going to play this. He's definitely going to play this game tonight. I mean, Embiid is a warrior. He's going to give it everything he has. He's going to give it a go, and he'll try to give the Sixers a chance to win. Now, the Sixers. I have to say this real quick. I've seen Embiid show up with a season on the line before, and that was in 2021. I know it's 3 years ago, but I believe history keeps repeating itself. And we've seen Embiid in a situation like this. Now, he was down 3-2 to the Atlanta Hawks in game six, and game six was on the road, and he absolutely showed up in that game. So going off of that, I can see Embiid showing up in this game right here, in this game 5 against the Knicks on the road. I can see Embiid showing up, and I can see the Sixers winning this game right here. Even though it's not a guarantee that the Sixers are going to win, they have to show up. The coach has to, run the right rotations. Put the right players in at the right time. Not overplay certain players. When somebody doesn't have it going, don't try to force them. Now, I'm not mentioning anybody's name. I'm not saying nobody's name, but Nick Nurse has to be better as well. In the fourth quarter, if Tobias Harris doesn't have it going, I don't see why you should keep going to him. In the fourth quarter, in game 4, Tobias Harris literally gave you nothing. 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. He did play some good perimeter defense. I'll give him that. But for the most part, he didn't really give you anything production-wise. And with Tobias Harris being the second best rebounder on the team, you should expect him to get on the glass and help Embiid get some rebounds and keep Josh Hart, keep those guys off the offensive glass. But he didn't really do that. They did it in game 3, and they did that in the first half of the game. But for whatever reason, they went away from what was working in the first half, and in the second half, it was a completely different thing. And the Sixers lost the game as a result. Tobias Harris has struggled mightily in this series, only giving you 8 points a game. So there's no reason why, if he's not going, if he doesn't have it going, I don't see why you should keep him out there on the floor, especially in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line, because he's not going to give you anything. Now, I'm not bashing Tobias Harris. I love Tobias Harris, but he's just not. It's just not. It's just not. It's just not working out for him for whatever reason. And as a head coach, Nick Nurse has to be better. Has to realize that Tobias Harris is not giving me anything. Let me look for somebody else who could potentially give me some level of production in the game. Now, in game 4, I'm hearing people saying that Ricky Council should get some minutes. Ricky Council should get some minutes, which is fine. It's cool. I just don't see that happening because Nick Nurse he's a very stubborn coach. He's not going to play no rookie, especially given that many minutes in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. No head coach is going to do that. No championship head coach is going to do that. But campaign did give you 5 points in that fourth. He had that big 3, and he had that floater down the lane. So that was something. That was at least some scoring. But Tobias gave you nothing. Tobias took only 1 shot. When Tobias is on the floor, the spacing is not right, right? The spacing is not right. He doesn't call for the ball. He's not trying to be aggressive. He's not helping you get any rebounds. He's literally a liability on the floor. And if Nick Nurse has Tobias Harris out there in the fourth when the game is on the line, the Sixers will lose. Why am I saying that? Because he was on the floor in the fourth in game 1, in game 2, and in game 4. And guess what happened to the Sixers? They lost. They lost. There's no secret about it. Nick Nurse should know this by now. If I know it, I expect him to know it. And I believe Nick Nurse has a lot of pride. He's not going to go down without a fight. I mean, Nick Nurse has had. I mean, his head coaching career, he's never lost a playoff series in 5 games. So I'll definitely give him that. He hasn't lost a playoff series in 5 games. In 2019, they won a championship. In 2020, as the second seed, they lost in the second round. They missed the playoffs next year, and then the next season in 2022, they faced the 76ers. They faced us. He was with the Raptors. They faced the 76ers in the first round, and the Sixers won the first three, and Nick Nurse won the next two. The Raptors won the next 2 games, and then Philly was able to finally close it out in Game 6. And the next year they missed the playoffs again. So his record shows that he's never lost in 5 games. So I am trusting him to make the right rotations, to put in the right players in at the right time, to call timeouts when necessary, right? I expect Embiid to be better, much better in the fourth. Now, I mean, at the same time, we can't really blame him because he played the entire second half, and you could tell he was completely gassed out there. There was zero gas left in his tank. So I kind of get it, but at the same time, Embiid was the same person that said, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna give it everything I have. So if you're not gonna quit and you're gonna give it everything you have, right? You should be prepared to play 24 minutes in the second half if need be. So Embiid has to be better. Has to call for the ball. Has to get the ball as well in the fourth quarter down the stretch. Has to make plays. Um, and another person who I need to speak on is Tyrese Maxey. I haven't really I haven't really said anything about him right now, but I need to focus on him, and we need to talk something about him too. Shout out to my guy JJ. I appreciate you for being here, bro. He says I ain't gonna lie. You probably say something. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. 5% of me is starting to feel a little nervous about this game. I mean, yeah, the season could potentially end tonight, and I'm hearing a lot of people saying that this guy on the screen that will be his last game in the Sixers uniform. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about all that. I'm just thinking of winning a basketball game tonight. That's what I'm focused on. And in order to win a basketball game, you have to do whatever it takes. And Nick Nurse, if it means that you bench this dude down the stretch, yeah, go ahead. I mean, playing him 11 minutes in that fourth, that really hurt us because he didn't really give you anything out there. 0.0 rebounds, 0 assists. He did play some defense, but production wise, he didn't give you anything. So yeah, but I expect Nick Nurse to do the right thing. I mean, Nick Nurse is a championship head coach, so I mean he's been in this situation before. I mean, not in the NBA, but overseas. He was an overseas head coach, so he's been in these situations before. So I expect him to be better tonight. But let's talk about Tyrese Maxey for a second. So Tyrese Maxey, fourth season, and congratulations on the Most Improved Player award. Even though I believe somebody else should have got it, but nonetheless, Maxey got it. Congratulations to him. Deserves all the credit in the world. He stepped up huge for the Sixers in Embiid's absence, so we have to give him a lot of love. Um, JJ says, "I'm still 95% confident in this team, but oh my, it's getting harder and harder as the hours go by." Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. It definitely is. But yeah, I appreciate you for being here. Um, yeah, Maxi had a mediocre game 4. I don't think he was as effective as he was in the first 3 games. In game 1 and game 2, I think he dropped 30 plus, and game 3 he was 25 points. But I mean, game 3 was all Embiid. I mean, you're 50 points. That's going to overshadow everybody else. So, but in game 4, I believe Maxi could have did a little bit more, especially in that second quarter in the Embiidless minutes. But those games are over with. This is game 5, and focusing on game 5, I expect Maxey to step up real, real, real huge for the Sixers. Now, I had a conversation with my guy JJ, and he said yesterday that Embiid and Maxey are going to combine for 80 points. Now, I don't know what they're going to have respectively, but if it's 240 piece, then the Sixers would definitely use that. And if they both go for 40, the role players have to step up as well. Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, what you call it, Nico, even if Cameron Payne comes in, or if Buddy Hield comes in again, which Buddy Hield has been atrocious for us. I mean, averaging only 0.7 points per game in the series, right? If if our duo goes for 80 points, then they have to step up as well. Now, shout out to Maxey and Embiid. I saw somewhere that they're the first duo since Kobe and Shaq to average 30 plus in the first three playoffs. I mean, the first 3 games in the playoff series. So shout out to them. I mean, they helped, but the Sixers they didn't win those games. So those are empty stats, in my opinion. I mean, I don't, I don't praise losing. So, uh, yeah, I don't praise losing at all. So yeah, my guy JJ says I need a superstar performance from Maxi tonight. Absolutely. And Maxi has to step up. He did have some wide open looks in that fourth, and they just didn't fall for him. And sometimes he goes to the basket very strong, but for whatever reason, he's not getting the foul calls that the guy on your left hand side, as the guy on the left hand side gets. Uh, Brunson flails his head behind him, and he gets 2 free throws. He sticks his butt out. He gets 2 free throws. Uh, you know, gets a fingernail scratch. He goes to the free throw line. Um, but Maxie's not getting the same benefit of the doubt. And sometimes when you're going to the basket constantly and you're not getting those calls, you stop being aggressive and you start shooting a lot of threes because the refs are not. You feel like the refs are not calling the game fairly. Now, Maxie last game had I think 4. He had 4 free throws. He made all of them, but he was only 23. He only dropped 23 points, and he was super inefficient from the field. I think he was 8 for 22, 9 for 22, something like that, or something. Yeah, but in order for the Sixers to win, Embiid has to show up with a 30 plus game. Maxey has to step up with 25 plus in order for the Sixers to win. If he's not stepping up huge for the Sixers have no shot at winning tonight. Let me get into these comments right here. JJ says, "Well, I don't need it, but I would really, really love it." I mean, yeah, I mean, they have to do whatever it takes to win. So if that means getting, 40 plus, I mean, both of them getting 40 plus, then yeah. hmm Yeah, I know you're standing on what yeah, I know you standing on business, but if that don't happen, bro, these guys are gonna come for your helmet. So yeah. JJ says, I called you, but it was just to talk Sixers and didn't realize you were live before I came on. So I apologize. Yeah, I'm not even next to my phone. I'm charging my phone right now. So yeah, I'll probably see it later on. But yeah, I'm live right now. I could drop the link so you could come on and yeah. But yeah, we need to see at least 25 plus from Maxi. An efficient 25 plus. Now I know the defense. I know New York is definitely going to ramp up that defense. Playing against OG Anunoby. That length and OG is so quick. He's so quick, so fast. He can move laterally, and sometimes when you beat him off the dribble, he can recover and get right back in front of you. It's not very easy going up against a very good point of attack defender as OG Anunoby. So he did a solid job on Maxi in that first half, and then in the second half he did a solid job on Embiid as well. But The Sixers have to have a lot of ball movement, player movement, ball screens, try to get Maxey open in those. I think Maxey shoots better from the wing than he does on the top of the key. I may be wrong, but I gotta check the what you call it. I gotta check his stats from from the floor, but I mean his percentages from the floor. But it kind of seems like he shoots better from the wing when he curls, when he comes off that flare screen and flashes to the wing, especially on that top right wing, and he lets it fly. I feel confident that 9 times out of 10 it's going in because he's very lethal from that side of the floor. But I think actions like that can get him going, and setting screens for him to go downhill and go all the way to the basket. That also gets him going, and I need to see a lot of that. I need to see. We don't really set enough screens, in my opinion. I mean, some teams set so many screens, but I feel as though the Sixers don't really do that. I mean, Embiid sometimes sets a lazy screen. Sometimes he sets a lazy screen, and I'm like, bro, if you're gonna set the screen fully. Don't just half-ass it, and just try to not give somebody a wide open, or not try to give somebody an opportunity to to score or find the open man if he collapses the defense. So yeah, that's one. Kelly Oubre has to also step up. Kelly Oubre was getting cooked on Sunday. Yeah, he was getting cooked on Sunday by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson had he definitely took advantage of him, and I mean Brunson was due for a good game. So 47 points. He stepped up huge. He was probably he probably scored like 65% of the Knicks' points. So yeah, shout to Jalen Brunson. He balled out. But Kelly Oubre has to be better. I think Kelly Oubre he's not supposed to be the third option. We have a third option, but he's playing like he's the third option. So Kelly Oubre has to step up huge offensively and defensively in order for the Sixers to have a chance. He dropped 19 in last game. If he can, do the same thing that he did, the Sixers could. Yeah, I mean they could use 19 points from a role player. They could definitely use that, and other players. Tobias Harris has to step up. Tobias has to get at least a 15-point game in this series because he's only averaging 8 points in this series. That is terrible. That is so terrible. And I wouldn't mind if Nick Nurse benches him because he's not really giving you anything. And you can't blame him because if you were giving the Sixers some level of production, the Sixers would definitely not be in this position. Now, am I blaming you know, the 3-1 deficit on Tobias Harris? No, it's a team effort. Embiid has a part in it. Max has a part in it. Oubre has a part in it. Nick Nurse has a part in it. But Harris has a part in it as well. If he had stepped up huge for the Sixers, we're probably having a different conversation now. But nevertheless, Tobias has to step up. And I know Nick Nurse is probably gonna have an 8-man rotation. I don't know if Buddy Hield is gonna play. But if he comes in, we have to, try to run some plays for him to kind of get him going. We have to get him going early, as early as possible. We have to get him going. Now, I can predict that the Sixers are going to win the first quarter. I just know. They always win the first quarter. In the 4 games that they played, they always head into the second quarter with the lead. So I can tell the Sixers they're gonna win the first quarter. But in the second quarter is where the Sixers have a lot of trouble. That is trying to generate offense without Joel Embiid on the floor. Now, as I said, I mean, Paul Reed was talking all that trash before the series started, but he came into the series and I haven't really seen anything he's done. He's been solid defensively, but offensively, he hasn't really done anything. And Paul Reed has to take this personal because if the Sixers lose tonight, your contract becomes non-guaranteed, which means they can cut you at any time they want. You can get waived anytime you want, and when you get waived, another team's going to sign you to a minimum contract, which means that you're literally you're on your way out the league. So I expect Paul Reed to come out and play better than he has played in the first 4 games, especially in the second quarter. If Paul Reed is doing his job, now I'm not blaming him, but if he's doing his job, if he's doing the job of a backup center, Embiid could probably get some rest. He probably would have got enough rest in the second half for the Sixers to have a chance to win, because in that fourth quarter, you could tell he was absolutely gassed. And that was because he played the entire second half. So I expect Paul Reed to come off the bench and give the Sixers some solid production. Um, Not try to do too much. Just make the simple plays, play quickly, um, hustle. I mean, I know he's gonna hustle. He's definitely gonna do some level of dirty work, but we just need more. We just need more than that. And I believe the Sixers are gonna win tonight. I could be wrong, but I'm predicting a Sixers victory tonight. They'll probably win by 5, between 5 and 7 points. Um, I can't predict the score because basketball games you can't really predict scores. I don't even know how people predict scores, but I just think that the Sixers are definitely going to win. With the 5, they're going to have a 5-point lead to win this game tonight. I just see that, and I believe Maxey, Embiid, Oubre, they're going to step up huge. I believe Nick Nurse is going to have the right rotations on the floor, and I believe that Cameron Payne comes off the bench and has a pretty solid game for the Sixers and give the Sixers, some solid points off the bench. I feel that way. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm sticking. That's what I'm sticking with tonight. And I'm gonna just drop the link right now if anybody wants to come in. JJ, I don't know if you're still here, but if you want to come in, yeah, you can come in real quick, and we can make this real quick because I gotta go do something. Yeah, so the link is right down there. If you want to come in and give your thoughts on this game tonight, you can give me your thoughts. But the Sixers take on the Knicks, like I said, and the Clippers will be taking on the Dallas Mavericks for Game 5 in LA. The Cleveland Cap. Oh, the Clippers play on Wednesday, so yeah, my fault, yo. But the Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Orlando Magic in Game 5, and the Indiana Pacers also take on the Milwaukee Bucks in downtown Milwaukee. So 3 games tonight. I think the Milwaukee game is gonna be that's gonna be fun to watch because their season is on the line as well. So you should expect them to do whatever it takes to um, keep their season alive. So yeah, it's gonna be a good game. But the Sixers and the New York Knicks, like I said, Jalen Brunson is probably gonna step up huge for the Knicks, and they're gonna be. I mean, the crowd is gonna be in their favor. So it's just gonna be a very very fun environment for the Knicks. And Josh Hart had a terrible game. Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, they had a terrible game offensively in Game 4, and I don't expect them to struggle again, especially at home. I mean, as they always say, role players play better at home. So I expect Dante DiVincenzo and I expect Josh Hart to be better offensively. Now, before Game 4, Josh Hart had literally scored 20 plus in the first 3 games. But in Game 4, he only had 4 points. So that really hurt him. But like I said, playing at home, he's definitely going to be more confident. The crowd is going to get him going. And he's not going to have that terrible game that he had in Game 4. I don't see that happening at all. I don't see that happening at all. And Isaiah Hartenstein, who was in foul trouble, and the Sixers couldn't really take advantage of it. Couldn't really take advantage of that in that fourth. And Embiid let Precious Achua. I mean, they play some solid team defense. Let's give the Knicks. I got to give them credit. They play some solid team defense They wasn't really helping from the strong side, which if you watch the Sixers, you'll see Tobias Harris try to help from strong side. Nope, you can't be helping from strong side. That's terrible defense. You help from strong side, guess what? You give up a wide open corner three. And 9 times out of 10, they make their shots. Those are the shots that OG Anunoby has been getting. Those are the type of shots that Josh Hart was getting in games 1 and games 2. And Dante DiVincenzo as well. Why? Because Tobias Harris is helping from strong side. And that's terrible defense. But the Knicks play some good team defense. You know, the rotations, the weak side rotations was great. That play where Precious Achiuwa blocked Embiid. I mean, it was great rotations. OG Anunoby was on Embiid at first, but he saw Kyle Lowry wide open. He went to contest, and as soon as he went, they X'd out, and Precious Achiuwa went to contest Embiid's shot, which he only had 0.5 seconds left on the shot clock. So it was just bad offense. It was just bad offense. But do I expect Embiid to have 1 point again in the fourth quarter? I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. Do I think the Sixers are going to have 11 straight trips of empty offensive possessions? No, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I think the Sixers are going to be much better than they were in game 4. But also, the Knicks are also going to be much better than they were because the role players are going to show up. They're going to step up huge for them. And just like I said, Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo are not going to combine for 12 points at the Garden. It's not going to happen. But if the Sixers can play some good team defense and run these guys off the 3-point line, not give up too many open looks, force every shot to be a tough shot, make them make tough shots, the Sixers could definitely have a chance in winning. Now, it's not a guarantee that they're going to win, but if you do all these things, if Nick Nurse also puts in the right rotations, and they'll definitely have a chance. They'll definitely have a chance to win this game tonight and push the series to 6 games. But if they play like they played in game 4, yeah, they're going home in 5. They're definitely going home in 5. And one last thing, I don't think anybody else is going to show up. But I can just close this out with this last thing right here. I haven't really focused on the rebounding today. Now, in game 4, if y'all realized, the Sixers were absolutely getting on the glass. They rebounded the basketball. They didn't really give up a lot of offensive rebounds in that first half. But in the second half, that's where everything went wrong for them. And that's when Josh Hart and OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, in that fourth quarter, they killed the Sixers with offensive rebounds. And when they was getting those offensive rebounds, they capitalized on it. Now, every Sixer player has to be smart tonight. Kyle Lowry, Maxey, Embiid, Harris, Oubre, Batum, Paul Reed. And here's one thing that I need to say. And it's frustrating when you hear Sixer fans say this. When the Sixers win, they give Embiid and Maxey and anybody else that stepped up, they give them all the credit in the world. And Nick Nurse, they give them all the credit in the world. But when they lose, when the Sixers lose, that's when they remember that Daryl Morey did a terrible job constructing this roster. I mean, when the Sixers beat the Miami Heat in the play-in, who was talking about roster constructions? Nobody. Nobody was talking about roster constructions. But now, as they're down 3-1, that's when they remembered that Daryl Morey did a terrible job constructing this roster. Now, am I saying Daryl Morey did a good job? No. My whole thing is keep the same energy. Don't switch up. Don't switch up. When they do good, don't give Embiid and Maxey all the credit. But when they do bad, blame Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey's not out there playing. Now, yeah, Tobias Harris is giving you literally nothing. But Daryl Moore's not playing. Tobias Harris is out there playing. So if you want to blame somebody, you can blame Harris. You can blame Embiid for getting only 1 point and missing 5 shots in that fourth and staring at somebody else's titties, which is a conversation for some other time. Yo, the internet, man. Oh my goodness. And Maxey for missing wide open threes. It's not Daryl Morey's fault. But yeah, I mean, let me be serious for a second. I expect the Sixers to win tonight. And like I said, the players have to step up. Their season is on the line, right? So they have to step up and take care of business on the road because the games have been close. If you rebounded in the fourth, we're probably having a different conversation. But giving up so many rebounds in the fourth, that is the reason why you're down 3-1. Giving the Knicks or giving the other team second chance opportunities has really hurt the Sixers down the stretch. And it's no secret. It is no secret. So they have to keep that in the back of their heads and rebound the basketball in the fourth quarter. Keep Josh Hart and OG Anunoby and those other guys. Keep them off the glass. Don't let them get any offensive rebounds. Don't give them second chance opportunities. And Nick Nurse, we need to see better play calls in this game tonight. We don't want to see no blowouts, which is a Sixer thing, right? We don't need to see no blowouts. And hopefully the Sixers can win tonight. But you have to give everything you have. Have to play this game like it's your last. And you see where it goes. But I think I'm gonna end this right here since nobody's gonna come in. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely end it right. I'm gonna definitely end it right here. And yeah, 50 minutes. I was only planning on doing a half hour, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate each and every person that tuned in. Dorillis, I appreciate you for stopping by. I don't think you're still here, but um T Sweezy and my guy JJ. Yeah, I appreciate everybody else that tuned in. I appreciate whoever's gonna watch on the playback. But if you're watching this, please, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Don't forget to smash that like button. Um, yeah, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss any videos that I release on this channel, whether it's lives or shorts or regular 8 minute, your 8 to 10 minute videos. I got to start doing that more. I've been doing a lot of lives, but I need to start making those regular videos that I started doing. And I drop a lot of shorts. So T Sweezer says Luda Mari. Bro, I don't know what you mean, but yeah, yeah, the Celtics, they're doing good, bro. I wish we was up 3-1. We would definitely we would definitely be in a better situation. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that stopped by. We're definitely gonna recap the game tomorrow. Same time, probably a little bit earlier at 12:30. Um, and yeah, hopefully the Sixers get a victory. But yeah, I'm gonna end this right here. Until next time, peace.